tales. Writers think about stories. Materials. You will need your electronic device, a pencil, and your writing journal, as well as the fairy tale, the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Choosing a story to adapt. Learning intention. Writers think about stories they have studied and how they are adapted. Success criteria. I will think about how writers can take stories and change some details to create a completely different story. I will choose a story to adapt. We've been learning a lot about writing as second graders. We've written fiction, poetry, and informational text. What are we learning? Today, we're going to think about the original characters and setting of a traditional tale and think about how other stories were adapted to make the story a little bit different from the original. This is important because as writers, we need to be familiar with the original story to see how writers can be inspired to write or adapt new versions of the story. Little Red Riding Hood. Think about Little Red Riding Hood. Let me think through the plot of this story we know well. Characters: Red Riding Hood, Mother, Granny, Wolf, Hunter. Setting: Red Riding Hood's house. The woods: Granny's house. Problem: Wolf eats Granny, Wolf pretends to be Granny, and Wolf eats Red Riding Hood. Solution: Hunters kill Wolf and saves Granny and Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. Now a different story. Lon Po Po. Characters are Mother, children, Shang, Tao, and Joyce, and then the wolf. There's a setting: home in the country, ginkgo tree as well. The problem: Wolf pretends to be Po Po. Solution: children trick Wolf into coming up the tree and drop the basket. Wolf dies. Lon Po Po, a Red Riding Hood story from China, written by Ed Young. The true story of the Three Little Pigs, the Three Little Pigs. So in the story of the Three Little Pigs, we have our characters, our setting, our problem, and the solution. So what we're going to do today is you're going to read the true story of the Three Little Pigs and see how they compare. Your turn. Think about the story, The Three Little Pigs, and the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Fill in the table as an assignment in Schoology.